lot of you welding guys, if you can tell, the hottest part of the flame is going to be the tip. And you're going to see here in a second how I don't put the cup into the windscreen the way it's supposed to be. I reverse it 180, and you'll see why in a little bit. Alright, now there's the side burner. We're getting a little bit of wind. There's no windscreen on that guy. But you can see you don't need a pot stand for it. And then it just sits there with the pot sitting on there, covers that main hole, and the side burners burn just fine. Now this is for my other little pot, and it works wonderful. This is also aluminum. I've got a ½ liter of water in there. We're going to time it to see how long it takes. And here's the other little guy priming up right now. I'm about to stick my windscreen on there, and then I'm going to put the pot on backwards. Like I started to tell you guys, it is a little finicky. I mean, you need to make sure it's on there good so you don't end up with a lap full of hot water. But once you get on there, once those flames die a little bit, alright, she's going good. There's minimal flames licking up on the side. Problem with the Altoid can and the side burner, especially if I had the can put in the stand the way it's supposed to, pushed a lot of the flames out the side, especially out of those vent holes on the side. And you can see none of the flames coming out the vent holes. Those are still nice air holes. Just because I have the pot backwards a little bit, it's slipping up the side that way. But it's a nice clean way to do it. This guy's still boiling away. Wanted to talk to you a couple tricks, especially if you guys are the guys that carry the MREs. Water will boil quicker if it's in a salt solution. So add a little bit of salt to it if you're going to be using it for cooking or you need a little hydration. It doesn't hurt to add a little bit of salt to the water. You'll get a little bit quicker boil time. I need all the help I can get because this is a stainless steel cup as opposed to the aluminum cup, and it doesn't transfer heat as quick. You'll see I don't think there's any less BTUs coming out of this guy. It'll get a quicker boil time just because that's an aluminum pot that's made for it, and it may take a little bit longer. Each of these both have 1 ounce of fuel in them, and I'm going to put the lid on this one as well, and we'll see you back when we're boiling. Alright, I want to note that I even started this one first, and with the salt and added a lid, same amount of water, not even aluminum. I could have sworn the other one was going to start boiling first, but that one is already at a crazy boil. And that water is pretty much ready to go. And this one's not quite there. Now this one has a couple things going for it. There's no windscreen to conserve the heat at the bottom. I did have the lid on this one, and this one has salt. But that's a good indication that I didn't even start this one yet or have it primed by the time this one was going. So throw a little packet in there, and if you can, make a makeshift lid, and away you go. Alright, we're going to do this one scientifically, perfectly weighed out, etc., etc. This is a 1 ounce container, 1 ounce to here. I fill it closer to the lid so that I get 1 ounce in here, and then a little bit of spill I can put into the tray. And then I have exactly a ½ liter of water, 1 little packet of salt. We're going to light that guy up. Put the windscreen on. We're going to start the timer. We're going to go backwards again. Got a backwards cup. And I'm going to put the lid on. One little trick on the lid is the lid I made out of regular galvanized steel, so it's magnetic. And then I don't know, I'll probably do a review on at a later date. Anyway, it comes off the handle. The handle is magnetic, so I can put the lid on and not worry about it. Alright, we're at 6 minutes, starting to make quite a bit of fuss. I've got a little bit of steam coming outside, taking my lid off, and almost put my lid back on. There's not enough flame that should melt that handle now, and we'll let her go for a few more minutes. Alright, well, it's making quite a bit of noise, and there you go. That took 20 seconds longer. Really didn't take much at all. So that's just over 6 minutes, almost 6.5 minutes, in the stainless steel cup, the one that's not supposed to be as conductive, with a lid and a little bit of salt. Cut my boiling time in half, because prior to that I was using over 1 ounce of fuel, and I was getting close to 12 to 14 minute boil times because of the stainless cup. And just a touch of salt and a lid, of course, fancy little magnet thing on there, and we'll let that ride out, and I'm going to keep the timer going to see how long 1 ounce of fuel burns. Alright, it's not quite out. It is exactly 9 minutes, but it's definitely low enough that it doesn't want to boil anymore. The flame's probably going to go out. Handle's still cold, still touch it. Obviously, if you're going to be stirring this or something for safety, I'd probably put it sideways, just so the thing doesn't want to tip over some more. But just boiling water, I still think it's better to put this thing backwards. I could probably do a time test to see if my whole backwards cup theory even works. But we'll take this guy off. And the other thing I wanted to mention is I did put the fiberglass inside there. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. And so you got the little screw on there that just covers up the pour spout, little jets on the side, and you got a nice top burner that doesn't take up a whole lot of space and will fit back into the Altoid can, and I'll probably put a few things in there. Alright, to wrap this guy up, does fit in there, put the screw in there separately. One thing I do instead of the bouillon is anytime I do ramen, I only use like half a pack, so 1 pack gets me for every 2 things of ramen. So you just save the seasoning from them, and they have all sorts of seasonings. Work great for little bouillons. So I'm going to leave that in there, and fill the rest with little salt packets from various places, and that's good to go. A little side note is, in my quest to get a better stove, I bought a small Altoids. It does have the fiberglass insulation, the tiny little screen, and then put a little bit of alcohol in there, and it acts like a little lamp or candle or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, that's it.